Following his meeting with the Mahanayaka Thera of the Malwatha chapter of the Siam sect, Most Venerable Tibbatuwave Sri Sumangala Thera, Namal Rajapaksa called on the Anunayaka of the Malwatha chapter, Venerable Dimul Kumure Vimaladhamma Thera. The SLPP delegation also called on the Mahanayaka Thera of the Askiri chapter of the Siam sect, Most Venerable Varakagoda Sri Jnanaratana Thera, Anunayaka Venerable Dr. Venduruve Upali Thera, and the newly appointed Anunayaka Venerable Narampanave Ananda Thera.
diaspora එකේ අවශ්‍යතාවය මත දැන් ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙනවා. ඒක හරි අසාධාරණයි කියන එක තමයි අපේ ස්ථාවරය.
ඒවට කවුරු කියලා කරලා බලන්න ඕන අසාධාරණයක් නොවන විදිහට. ඉතින් අපිට මේ දුක් කියන්න කවුරු වැරදිද කවුරු හරිද එහෙම අපිට කියන්න බෑ.
Do you remember? Remember what they did to Field Marshal Sarath Fonseca, who led the army and ended the 30-year war. An attempt to remove Fonseca from office in the final weeks of the war, fearing that he would get the credit for ending the war, was recently revealed.
On the 26th January 2009, Mulaythivu was captured. Then on the 27th, Gotabe called me and said, "Sarath, you have been doing this for 2.5 years. Aren't you tired? Give it to that guy named Jagat Jayasuriya in Vaunia and take a short break." By then, there were only 3 or 4 steps left to plant the final flag. They knew that Prabhakaran and his group were about to be completely defeated. There was only 7 or 8 kilometers left. They told me to take a break to delay that defeat.
After unsuccessful attempts to remove the army commander, in May 2009, just a few weeks after the war ended, they tried again to remove Fonseca from the post of army commander. The Rajapaksa government succeeded by appointing him to the post of Chief of Defence Staff. On the 15th of July 2009, the army commander was removed and Sarath Fonseca was given a new position, claiming he had special powers granted by an act of parliament. However, a few months later, on the 16th of November 2009, Sarath Fonseca retired from that position and joined the people in contesting the 2010 presidential election against the Rajapaksa camp. The Mahinda Rajapaksa government, after returning to power, dragged Sarath Fonseca out from his home on the 8th of February 2010 and imprisoned him in a military prison. He was accused of engaging in politics while in office and of financial fraud. Later, a military court tried Sarath Fonseca and sentenced him to 3 years in prison. The sentence was carried out after the then president approved the judgment. When Sarath Fonseca was released in 2012, he had served 2 years in prison. It was the people who removed the rulers who had brought the country and its people to their knees through corruption and terror. People remember how they had nowhere to hide a few years ago. People remember how they fled to islands and from country to country. That happened because of the destruction they caused to the country and her people. Are they stroking the flames of racism again and manufacturing crises for their own selfish gain, daring the people to teach them a bitter lesson all over again? If you want to do politics, go ahead, but let justice and the law prevail. It should be the same for everyone. That is the lesson the people taught. These are good lessons for everyone to remember well.
We surrounded Pudukudirupu on 3 sides in 2009. Then we had only 10 kilometers left. I finished this and said we would complete it in 7 or 8 days, at most a month. And on the 31st January and 1st February, Mahinda Rajapaksa gave a ceasefire. At the Security Council meetings, we said don't do this. We strongly opposed the move. The ceasefire was given for 48 hours. Why was the ceasefire given? During that time, the LTTE reorganized and attacked us. We had laid down our weapons and declared a 48-hour ceasefire. We had to follow orders, the president's orders. During those 48 hours, they attacked, and my army retreated about 5 kilometers. About 500 of my soldiers were killed. Why was that ceasefire given? It was given so that Prabhakaran and their leaders could escape.